showdown coming up. Welcome to the home of the BYU Cougars in LaVell Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Boise State Broncos, taking on last year's national champion, the BYU Cougars. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. BYU ready to put a foot to it and get this game going. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. So the Boise State Broncos offense will have the first crack at it in this one. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sunday.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and you've seen it all year long. Both guys have tremendous arm talent. Both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, this is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. And these are two huge names, brand versus brand, big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
And the Broncos head quickly to the line.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground.
Intercepted, and the first drive is for the pick. Didn't get a ton of the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they got it at the 48.
You would have thought that after having 3 interceptions in their last game, the quarterback would absolutely never throw this guy's way. But here we are. We're in the first drive, and they're trying to be aggressive, and they're attacking one of their best players defensively, and he makes them pay. 4 picks in 2 games. We got to be talking about this guy for the Heisman, right?
Let's see if he can find some room behind the left tackle. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Let's talk just for a second about BYU. By the end of the day, one of these two teams will control their conference destiny the rest of the way. Potential bye, college football playoff on the line. This game critical at this point in the season for both teams.
And so much talent in this game, too. Outstanding coaching staffs, NFL talent on both teams going into this one. David, this might be a rematch in the conference championship game. We might get to see this matchup again.
And it's so nice to have two teams play so well at the top of their conference. You know this game matters. There's no sleepwalking into this game. You see the numbers at the top of the conference. It's you and it's them. Who's going to come out today?
It's complete. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business. To the ground with the back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Fires to the middle. And it's picked off at the goal line.
And he fires a bullet to the tight end. He gets a paw on it, but he couldn't get it in. He couldn't bring it in. What happens with tips and overthrows? Defenses usually take advantage. They do here, and they get the big INT.
Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. They turned it over with an interception on their first drive of the game. Finds a little bit of room, picks up 4 out to the 13. Second down, they'll go to the air. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. And the deflection by the defense brings up fourth down. The Broncos will call on their punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. He's got great speed. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for a fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. He gave it to the back. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. The Cougars want to move quickly. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He slides that just inside the right-up. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
And not to be the old guys in the booth, but we are the old guys in the booth. Man, 50-yard field goals used to be really, really hard. Kickers nowadays, man, they are making it look so much easier, and he does right there.
Boise State ready to send out that offense. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Back to pass on second down. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. First and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Leaves it with the running back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's second and 9. Looking to fire. Takes the easy throw in the flat. He has a knack for taking away the tackler's leverage. He's out to the 34. Third down coming up, and the Cougar faithful are doing everything they can to help out this team. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll leave it with him. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Fakes the grab on the back. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. And the Broncos line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Wants to go up top on first down. Safe completion on the screen. Oh, he's got it to the space. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Got his man on the right. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. The Cougars moving quickly to the line.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job.
They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. He'll throw on third down. Snagged out of the air. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. And the Cougars with the 1st and 10. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on 3rd and short.
The play action fake. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. What a nice connection. Knocked down immediately, and they've got it at the 25.
It's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Just keeps slinging it. Finds the big tight end. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Wants to go up top. Trying to barrel in. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. On 2nd and goal, he'll keep it on the option to the right. Knocked down behind the line for the 2nd straight play, bringing up a 3rd and lots of work to do. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to get it in. Corral and brought down by the defense. The kicker looks a little disappointed. He'll not come into the game. They'll go for it on 4th and goal from the 4. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. The give to the back. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. We've reached the break. BYU is on top. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. Wants to go up top. Trying to get behind the defense. He's got it. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw out to the left. And that spin move kept the play alive and let this guy pick up a few extra yards. Wide receiver comes in motion. The give out of the gun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Yes, happening in here. Soaked in noise as BYU tries to get a stop on 3rd down. It's complete to the right. He's got 1st down yardage as they move it to the 44. The Broncos are flying down the field. Looking downfield on 1st down. It's caught. Got it out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of it.
Off the play fake on 1st down. The throw. He's got his man across the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Broncos trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Lost the fire on 2nd down. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. Now 3rd and goal and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Here comes the field goal unit as he'll try to take the 3. And he'll try this one from the left hash at 33 yards away. And this one sails through just a...
So many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Quarterback on the keeper. Can't get him to the ground. And he picks up the 1st down. That is not a flag on the play. It's just lingerie on the deck after that move. Got his man downfield. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a 1st down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Got him downfield. They'll finally get... come to the line with a new set of downs. Right on the money. There we go. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. A 1st down run in the red zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, BYU. Now you know why you do all of those squats, all those deadlifts, extra time in the weight room.
No doubt with that lower body strength. Shit, Bob, you did a great job smelling the end zone and getting in.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. And he's going to bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. They'll start this drive down by a touchdown, trailing 10-3. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. They'll move the wide receiver. Off play action. Gets away. He'll try to do it himself. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down. He's got an open man. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. It's a draw. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. Give to the back. Turning it on. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. The Broncos kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They'll give him 1 to the 28-yard line. Didn't get much on first down. It's second and 9. One back in the backfield. He gets the carry. Defense holds their ground. Pick up from the yard. It's at the 26. Third down coming up, and the Cougar faithful are doing everything they can to help out this team. From the gun, wants to pass. Got his man on the outside. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. And it looks as if they're going to try and field goal. And this will be a 41-yarder coming up from the right side. Nestled just inside that right upright. That'll bring him to within 4. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Arkansas took care of business and left little doubt in doing so. And for a program that's won double-digit conference titles between the SEC and the old Southwest Conference, this is big time. All that speculation all week, and now we know that something...
Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
The more hats you have near the football, the more likely you are to cause a fumble. So many guys with their hands wrapping around guys, the ball's bound to pop out occasionally, and you got to be in the right place at the right time.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Going right to work up top. Looking for a big gain. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. Oh, they dial up on second, and a long way to go. Back to pass. Love seeing it. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
It's always so hard for offensive coordinators to adjust their game plan. When you lose your starting quarterback, now you got your backup, and a lot of times there's so much cautiousness. You just don't want to run him that much. You don't feel comfortable with the whole playbook, and you can see it there. And you can see the cautiousness, the hesitation led to a sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Takes the easy one to the back. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. That is no good. And it is still a 4-point deficit. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Motion from the wideout. Pulls it, fires complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage on the play.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're just continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Looking to fire. He's got his man. No chance to run, but they still move it forward. The Cougars come to the ball, trying to pick up this third and short. Sends it back in motion. Looking to throw on third. He lobs one high down the left side. And it's caught. And what a job to get down and making a huge gain along the sideline. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. Lost to throw again. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Got the back over the middle. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down, they can pick up the first without scoring. Fine play action. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Now up by 7 points here in the 2nd. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. Bringing the heat. Pass is incomplete, but there is a flag, and the D might have been a little too rough on the quarterback here. So the offense accepts the roughing the passer penalty, and they get a new set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. A strike downfield. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. To the air on 1st down. Time to take a shot. Makes the grab. And he'll run out of bounds just short of the goal line. Wanted to get it in, but couldn't quite get home. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth the chance to have another look. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. He'll do it himself. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Broncos!
Man, you've seen the evolution of the option. You've seen the evolution of the scrambling quarterbacks that can run and be so dynamic and just so much to defend. The quarterback says, forget that. You defend everything, I'll take it myself. In for 6.
Extra point here will tie the game. And he splits the uprights on the extra point. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the 1st half. Might be calling a hot route. Snags a quick pass on the left. Breaks into the open. And that one looked as if it might go all the way. But they picked up more than 40 yards before the touchdown saving power. Every second is meaningful, and they save a few of them with the spike. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Finds his tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the 1st down mark. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. Looking to throw for it. Finds the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a 1st down. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Wants to go up top on first down.
Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be second down.
Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Here's a heat. What a nice job by the defense stringing that out and forcing him out of bounds. He got nothing. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Forced to just throw away on third down, and now they face fourth. And here comes the field goal unit. This kicker has already made a couple today. It's good. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. He'll start the return inside his 5. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Provo. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top tonight. And with that, let's send it back to our broadcast team inside LaVell Edwards Stadium.
He'll put total under and get this second half started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's a guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him, so I expect more of the same here in the second half.
BYU lines up quickly. Motion from the wide receiver. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Working that left side. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42. And now this offense is clicking.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go.
And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. This BYU offense set up with another first down. Motion from the back. Looking downfield on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. So now on second and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. They'll give it to the back. He works his way down to the 30-yard line before he stopped a gain of 3. Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And a big deflection on third down forces a fourth down. This kicker's leg is getting a workout. He's already made 3 field goals, and here he comes again. He's got it. Showing off that big leg from 47 yards out. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, a couple of ACC teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. North Carolina is being humbled today. There's just no other way to say it. A complete and thorough thumping in Chapel Hill. They're trailing by 18 to Virginia Tech. Any major changes in this ACC standoff, you'll hear about it first from us, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He'll keep it himself. Nice move there. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. And the Broncos can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. He'll pull it on the read. And this one will be stopped for no gain. So now it's 2nd and long. Give to the single back. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 out to the 35. He's stepping in here, soaked in noise as BYU tries to get a stop on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Makes the grab. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. Now the connection takes it to the 11. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Broncos have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State. Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
How about that drive they just put together to tie this football game up? That is exactly what we talked about in the half. Like, coaches circled them up. 1st drive, set the tone, tie this ball game up. That is great execution out of halftime.
Yeah, David, it looked like they really had a good plan, too. Obviously made some adjustments there at halftime. Things that they would come out and try to attack this defense with, and it looks like they found something here, and that is a perfect way to start the second half. Now an opportunity here to take the lead.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll return it. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. They'll try the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Cougars come to the line in the hurry-up.
That's a great job by the defense, but I don't think the quarterback made the right decision on that RPO. It looked as if the defense was expecting run. They had the box crowded. That's when the quarterback, I think, needs to hold on to and then throw downfield.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a 1st down at the 22. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Just a short pass to the tight end. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. BYU has this offense clicking.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but just didn't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run run. Just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep running the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Just to throw on first down off the play fake. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Behind the chains now on second and long. Back to pass.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell they're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Looking to throw again. That makes the catch. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it up to 25.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that.
Late hit, moves the ball up 15 yards. And guys, the defense wants to get in the quarterback's face, but you can't get a roughing call that gives the offensive person goal. And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
Here comes the two-point try. He'll set up to throw. He finds the end zone for the 2, and now the lead is 7. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he takes this from inside the 5. And the return man is stopped. Now we'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. They'll start this drive going to the air. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. And the Broncos can really attack on this second and short. Looking to fire. Can't quite make the connection there. Must have let him a little too much. Third down coming up, and the Cougar faithful are doing everything they can to help out this team. There's the pressure. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
No, the defense, they're smelling blood in the water now. Of course, they've already knocked the starting quarterback out of this game. Now with the backup in, they're bringing more pressure. It almost looks like they're more excited to get after him. This is just a very excited, very emotional defense right now.
Hunt is on its way. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. They'll start this drive from their own 35-yard line. Unloads to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down to the 41. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. The Cougars now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. To the air on second down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on third down. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. To the air on first down. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. After the incompletion, they chance to show off their hands in the passing game. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. Quarterback on the keeper. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. BYU right back to the line.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And now the lead is even bigger.
That's a big drive for this offense in the fourth quarter. Now to take a two-possession lead, you got the other offense where you want it. Now you get to rush the passer, make them pass a little bit more, and don't give up those big plays. You're in a really good spot now.
He'll bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Boise State has it back, ready to go to work on offense. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. Now let's see if they can pull this one out. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wants to go up top. Quickly complete. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. They'll go back to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. After picking up the fumble at 2nd and 8. Back to pass. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit. It is deafening in here. Something noise as BYU tries to get a stop on third down. Under fire. Looking deep. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge game if he could have held on. On fourth down, trying to find his man. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. Wide receiver going in motion. Running back searching for a hole. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Gets the back moving. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. And his son's just inside that right upright. And that lead grows even bigger. And let's check in with Kevin Rogers in the studio. Kevin?
Conference USA action right now, fellas. Wait till you see how things are playing out. Sam Houston is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now. But there's not a soul who doesn't believe they can't overcome it. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Kennesaw State. Just another week of Conference USA football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Wide receiver comes in motion. He'll go to work in the air on second down. The quarterback's a little more. up, and it's an incompletion. It'll be third down long. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. Get it out on the screen. And it's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Makes the grab, ready for the first down. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
And that is a backbreaker if you're on defense. On fourth down, the opponent's throwing for it. Not only do you give up the first down, but you give up an explosive play. And all of a sudden now, you're reeling a little.
Oh, he's got some space. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. The Broncos with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Hand off from the gun. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Now down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. Unleashes to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Looking to fire. Pressure coming. And the heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. The defense coming up big there. The sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and it's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
And the misconnection on third down. Just no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. Fourth down attempt coming. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos!
And this connection is on fire to start the season. Not one, not two, 3 games in a row he's got a receiving touchdown. They continue to find the playmaker, and I don't think it's going to end after game 3.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
Yeah, it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Smart move to keep it on the ground. And some room to work. Ripping from the defense. They finally get him stopped. This veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
That hurts on defense, giving up the first on the ground like that. We're in a one-possession game. You've got all 3 timeouts. I think you got to start burning them here to save some crop.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Second down, they'll go to the air. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Third down play from the gun. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Cougar. He found some open space and took off the Jets. They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he gets to in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. That makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
On the move from inside is 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lane and they'll stop him at the 16. Boise State ready to send out that offense. Things had not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far. There he goes. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. And the Broncos, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Wants to go up top on first down. Got his man quickly. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Use the play fake, now to throw. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it. They're dealing with a second and long. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Fires to the big fella. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
This defense is trying to protect the lead. You have to make the offense work for it, and a personal foul just gives them yards. Looking downfield on first down. Completes it in the middle. And the defense settled in to stop that before a short gain. The Broncos in the hurry up.
Really nice job by the quarterback understanding I needed to throw this ball hard. Like, I got to fit it in there tight. And a nice job by the wide receiver wearing it. Because he really didn't have a choice, because he was going to wear that regardless.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And he just let it drop. I think he wanted to run before he secured it. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. Throws to the wideout. And that ball is intercepted at the goal line. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. That is a tough one to take. They had the interception, but it's taken away by the pass interference penalty. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. See if they can get it done on second and goal. Wants to go up top. That's got it. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Broncos.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature and you find them, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his spot. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David.
Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 for the first down. Here's this offense winning the set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Got the first down. Looking for more. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll put it in play from the 41 on first down. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll move the wide receiver. Receiver going for the edge on the jet sweep. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Tight end finds a soft spot. They'll make the stop, but that first down out to Isaac. They should be able to kneel this one out. And it looks as if the offense will just take a knee. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive, great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah, and the higher-ranked team was ranked higher for a reason. At the end of the day, when it came down to it, they made the biggest plays in the most critical moments. Both of these teams have tremendous playmakers, and they're both going to make a lot of noise late in the college football season, but give the higher-ranked team tons of credit. They earned this one.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.